We are taught to chase wealth. We see it as something outside of us, a prize to be won, a mountain to be conquered. But this is a fundamental misunderstanding. What if I told you that you are not chasing a thing, but a reflection? A shadow cast by a light that is already burning within you. Most people will ignore this truth. They will click away, seeking a faster trick, a secret formula, another empty promise. They will remain lost in the maze, chasing echoes. The cost of skipping this journey is not measured in dollars you failed to earn, but in a lifetime spent feeling disconnected from your own intrinsic power, a life of quiet desperation, of feeling that something essential is always just out of reach. Do not make that mistake. Stay and learn to see what is already there. The journey begins not by looking outward, but by turning your awareness inward. The world is a mirror. It does not give you what you want. It gives you what you are. The tension you feel is the space between who you are and who you believe you are. We are here to close that gap. We are here to understand the nature of energy itself, for money is nothing more than one of its many forms. And once you understand the source, the river will flow to you, empty cup. Before we can receive, we must first make space. Imagine you are holding a cup. This cup represents your mind, your entire being. For many, this cup is already full. It is full of the ideas of others, the fears of your parents, the anxieties of society. It is filled with beliefs like money is evil, or I am not worthy of abundance, or life is a struggle. It is full of the noise of comparison, the poison of envy, and the heavy sediment of past failures. With a cup so full, even if the universe tried to pour the purest nectar of abundance into it, the nectar would simply overflow and spill onto the ground, wasted. You cannot add to a full cup. The first and most crucial step on this path is to empty your cup. How do we do this? Not through force. You cannot fight your thoughts or violently throw them out. This only creates more turmoil, more splashing. The emptying is a gentle process. It begins with awareness. You must become the silent observer of the contents of your cup. Without judgment, without attachment, you simply watch. A thought of fear arises. I will never have enough. You do not fight it. You do not believe it. You simply notice it. Ah, there is the thought of fear. You see it for what it is, not a truth, but a cloud passing through the sky of your mind. A memory of a past struggle appears, bringing with it the feeling of scarcity. You observe it. You acknowledge its presence. I see this memory. I feel its weight. By observing without reacting, you detach from the thought. You create a space between you, the observer, and the thought, the observed. This is the beginning of freedom. You realize you are not the contents of your cup, you are the cup itself. This practice of mindful observation, done consistently day after day, begins to purify the mind. The old, stagnant water of inherited beliefs begins to evaporate under the light of your awareness. The sediment of past pain begins to settle, and you can see it clearly for the first time. You do not need to analyze it or understand its origin. The simple act of seeing it without judgment is what allows it to dissolve. It is a process of letting go, not of pushing away. You are not at war with your own mind. You are simply cleaning your home. This emptiness is not a void. It is not a lack. It is pure potential. It is readiness. It is an invitation. An empty cup is ready to be filled. And nature, the universe, abhors a vacuum. When you create this sacred space within you, you are sending the clearest possible signal that you are ready to receive. Most of the world runs around frantically trying to add more to their already overflowing cups. They add more information, more strategies, more anxieties, more desires. They are drowning in the very things they believe will save them. Your path is different. It is the path of subtraction, not addition. It is the path of clarity, not complexity. So the practice is this. Sit in stillness, even for a few moments each day, and watch what is inside you. Do not label it good or bad. Just watch. Watch the fear. Watch the desire. Watch the judgment. Watch the hope. Watch it all as a grand unfolding play. As you do this, your cup will begin to empty, leaving behind a profound stillness. This stillness is the fertile ground from which all true abundance grows. This is the foundation upon which your entire life will be rebuilt. Energy follows. Now that we have begun to create space, we must understand the nature of what will fill it. The ancient masters spoke of a life force, an energy that animates all things. In the modern world, we can understand this simply as attention and intention. Energy is not some mystical, unseen force you have to believe in. It is the very direction of your focus. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. And where your energy flows, your life grows. This is a law as fundamental as gravity. You are a magnifying glass and your attention is the sunlight. Whatever you hold your focus upon, you amplify. You bring it into being. You give it life. Think about this deeply. If your attention is constantly on your debts, on the bills you cannot pay, on the things you lack, what are you amplifying? You are pouring your precious life force into the experience of lack. You are watering the weeds of scarcity. The universe, in its impersonal wisdom, simply gives you more of what you are focused on. It does not judge. It only reflects your energetic output. Conversely, if your attention is on possibility, on gratitude for what you already have, on the value you can provide to others, on the skills you are developing, you are amplifying the experience of abundance. You are watering the seeds of prosperity. It really is that simple. The complexity arises because our minds are undisciplined. Our attention is scattered, pulled in 1,000 directions by the demands of the world, by the notifications on our phone, by our own unresolved inner conflicts. The practice then is the cultivation of focused attention. This is a form of discipline. It is a training of the mind, just as a martial artist trains the body. You must choose deliberately where you place your focus. When you wake up, do you immediately reach for your phone and fill your mind with the emergencies and anxieties of others? Or do you take a moment to place your attention on your breath, on the feeling of being alive, on the quiet gratitude for a new day? Throughout the day, when you find your mind drifting to worry and fear, can you gently but firmly guide it back? Can you guide it back to the task at hand, to the person in front of you, to the service you are providing? This is not about positive thinking in a superficial sense. It is not about pretending problems don't exist. It is about choosing not to feed them with your energy. You acknowledge the challenge, you see the obstacle, but you place your primary focus on the solution, on the path forward, on your own strength. This energy also resides in your physical body. Observe your posture right now. Are you slumped, closed, contracted? This posture communicates scarcity and defense to the world. It restricts the flow of breath, of blood, of energy through your very being. Now sit up straight, open your chest, drop your shoulders, take a deep, full breath. Feel the difference. A posture of openness, of relaxed confidence, is a physical manifestation of an abundant mindset. It signals to your own nervous system and to the world around you that you are open, ready, and capable. Your physiology and your psychology are a feedback loop. By changing your body, you change your mind. By changing your mind, you change your body. You must train both. Your energy, your attention is the most valuable currency you possess. It is the one thing you have absolute control over. Guard it fiercely, invest it wisely, point it in the direction you wish to grow. Do this, and you will see your world begin to transform, not by magic, but by the fundamental law of cause and effect. The container. Once you understand that money is energy and that energy follows attention, the next logical question is, where does this energy go? It flows into you. You are the vessel, you are the container, and this is where most people fail, even those who successfully begin to attract more energy. They have not prepared the container. Imagine trying to pour a powerful river into a cracked, brittle clay pot. The pot would shatter, the water would be lost, the immense power of the river would become a destructive force. This is what happens when wealth or success comes to someone who has not done the inner work to build a strong character. They shatter. We see it all the time. Lottery winners who are bankrupt and miserable within a few years. Child stars who fall into addiction. Entrepreneurs who build empires but lose their families and their health. The energy was too much for the container. Therefore, your primary work is not to chase the river of wealth. Your work is to build a container so strong, so stable, and so vast that it can hold any river, no matter how powerful. What is this container? It is you. It is your character. It is your integrity, your discipline, your resilience, your humility, and your wisdom. Building this container is the true path to lasting abundance. How do you build it? You build it through daily practice. You build it by keeping your word, especially to yourself. When you say you will wake up at a certain time, you do it. When you say you will exercise, you do it. When you say you will finish a task, you do it. Each time you keep a promise to yourself, you add another layer of strength to your container. You prove to yourself that you are reliable. You build it by cultivating honesty. Are you impeccably honest in all your dealings, no matter how small? Do you tell the truth, even when it is difficult? Every act of dishonesty, every small lie, every corner cut is a crack in your container. Energy, trust, respect, money leaks out through these cracks. You build the container through resilience. When you face a setback, do you crumble or do you see it as a lesson? Do you learn, adapt, and stand up again a little stronger, a little wiser? Every challenge you overcome forges your container in fire, making it more durable. And you build it through humility. Do you understand that you are a student of life always? Can you listen to feedback without defensiveness? Can you admit when you are wrong? Arrogance makes the container brittle. It cannot expand. Humility makes it flexible, able to grow and receive more. This is the unsexy, unglamorous work that no one wants to talk about. The get-rich-quick gurus will sell you visualization techniques and manifestation secrets, but they will not tell you to become a person of unshakable integrity. They will not tell you to cultivate radical honesty and relentless discipline, because that work is hard. It takes time. It requires you to face your own weaknesses and shortcomings, but it is the only thing that works. A strong container does not need to chase anything. A strong, well-built dam does not need to run after the water. It simply stands solid and true, and the river naturally fills it. Your task is to focus on your own character development. Become the person who can handle immense success and wealth with grace, wisdom, and humility. When you become that person, the energy you seek will find you. It will have found a worthy home. Right action, the inner work, emptying the cup, directing energy, building the container is the foundation. But a foundation is useless without a house built upon it. This house is built through action. However, not all action is equal. There is busy action and there is right action. Much of the world is engaged in busy action. They are running on a hamster wheel, working hard but going nowhere. Their activity is born of fear, of desperation, of a need to prove their worth. It is reactive, scattered, and inefficient. It drains energy rather than creating it. Right action, on the other hand, is action that arises from a place of stillness and clarity. It is aligned with your purpose and with the value you are meant to provide to the world. It is calm, focused, and deliberate. It is the natural outward expression of a well-tended inner world. Think of a gardener. A foolish gardener would run around the garden, throwing seeds randomly, digging holes without purpose, pulling up plants to see if they are growing. This is busy action. It creates chaos and yields no fruit. A wise gardener, however, first studies the soil. He understands the season. He feels the sun and the wind. From this place of deep connection and understanding, he acts. He prepares the ground with care. He plants the seed in the right place, at the right time. He waters it consistently. He protects it from pests. His action is minimal but precise. It is effective because it is aligned with the laws of nature. This is right action. The harvest is not a result of his frantic effort, but of his wisdom and his alignment. So, how do you discover your right action? You must listen. In the stillness you have cultivated, you must ask yourself profound questions. What are my unique gifts? What skills do I possess that can be of service to others? What problems in the world move me? What kind of value can I create? The answer is not always grand. You do not need to save the world. Perhaps your right action is to be a phenomenal parent, raising a conscious human being. Perhaps it is to be a craftsman who creates objects of beauty and utility. Perhaps it is to be a teacher who shares wisdom, a healer who eases pain, or a business owner who provides a valuable service and creates a positive work environment for others. The form of the action is less important than its source. Does it come from a place of service or a place of selfishness? Does it add value to the world or does it extract it? When you act from this aligned place, your work ceases to feel like work. It becomes a form of play, a form of meditation. Energy does not drain from you. It flows through you. You are a channel for creative energy to enter the world. And when you provide true, genuine value to others, the laws of exchange dictate that value must flow back to you. Money is simply one of the most common forms of this returning value. It is a certificate of appreciation from the world, thanking you for the value you have provided. So, do not focus on, how can I make money? This is the wrong question. It leads to busy action. Instead, ask, how can I serve? How can I create value? Focus on that. Take deliberate, consistent, right action in that direction. Be the wise gardener. Tend to your corner of the world with presence and care. The harvest will come. It is a natural law. You do not need to worry about it. Just focus on the planting. Receiving flow. We have spoken of emptying the cup, building the container, and taking right action. This covers the outflow of energy. But there is another side to this equation, one that is surprisingly difficult for many good people. The art of receiving. You can be a perfect gardener, planting seeds of value everywhere, but if you do not know how to harvest, your crops will rot in the field. Many of us have been taught that it is better to give than to receive. There is a nobility in this, but it is an incomplete truth. The universe operates on a principle of circulation. To only give is unsustainable. To only receive is parasitic. A healthy system requires both. Think of your own breath. You exhale, giving your carbon dioxide to the plants. Then you must inhale, receiving the oxygen they give to you. To only exhale is to die. To only inhale is to die. The flow of life, of energy, of wealth requires both the out-breath of giving and the in-breath of receiving. Many people block the flow of receiving because of deep-seated feelings of unworthiness. When someone gives them a compliment, they deflect it. When someone offers them a gift, they feel uncomfortable. When an opportunity for abundance appears, they subconsciously sabotage it because deep down, they do not believe they deserve it. This is a critical blockage. You have done the work. You have provided value. When the energy flows back to you in the form of money, praise, or opportunity, you must learn to receive it with grace and gratitude. To reject it is to tell the universe, no, thank you, I am not open. And the universe, which only responds to your signals, will stop sending it. The practice of receiving is an active one. It is about opening your hands, literally and metaphorically. When money comes to you, whether it is your salary, a payment for your services, or an unexpected gift, take a moment, hold it, or look at the number in your account and feel a sense of genuine gratitude. Say internally or out loud, thank you. I receive this with an open heart. I will use this to do good for myself and for others. This simple ritual reprograms your subconscious mind. It shifts your identity from someone who is lacking to someone who is a grateful recipient of abundance. It completes the energetic circuit. You gave value, and now you are receiving value in return. The loop is closed, and it can now expand. Furthermore, learn to receive in all areas of your life. Accept a helping hand when it is offered. Accept a kind word without downplaying it. Allow yourself to enjoy the pleasures of life without guilt. This isn't about hedonism, it's about acknowledging that you are worthy of the goodness that life has to offer. When you become a gracious receiver, you give others the gift of being a giver. You allow them to complete their own energetic circuit. It is an act of generosity to receive well. So look at your life. Where are you blocking the flow? Where are you refusing to receive? Is it in your relationships, your career, your finances? Identify these blockages. Work on the underlying feeling of unworthiness. Practice the art of the open hand. Exhale your gifts to the world, and then, with equal devotion, inhale the gifts the world returns to you. This is the rhythm of abundance. This is the breath of a prosperous life, the golden cage. There is a necessary warning on this path. a subtle trap that snares even the most well-intentioned. It is the danger of attachment. You do the work, you build the container, you provide value, and the flow of wealth begins. Money, which was once a source of anxiety, now becomes a source of security and comfort. This is a beautiful thing, but if you are not vigilant, this comfort can slowly, imperceptibly transform into a cage. A golden cage to be sure, but a cage nonetheless. The trap is not the money itself. The trap is your relationship to it. It happens when your sense of self, your identity, becomes fused with your wealth. You are no longer the person who has money. You become the rich person. Your inner state of peace and freedom becomes dependent on an external number in a bank account. This is the beginning of a new kind of poverty, a poverty of the spirit. You start to make decisions based on the fear of loss. You might avoid a worthy risk because it could diminish your net worth. You might stay in a job or business that no longer fulfills you because it is lucrative. You begin to guard your wealth not as a tool, but as a frightened dragon guards a hoard of gold it never uses. The money, which was meant to be a source of freedom, has become your master. Your life is now dictated by the preservation of the number. The flow stops. You are no longer a channel for energy. You are a stagnant pond. The fear of losing what you have becomes a constant low-grade hum of anxiety beneath the surface of your life. You check your investments obsessively. You view others with suspicion. You are trapped. The antidote to this poison is non-attachment. This does not mean renunciation. It does not mean you must get rid of your wealth. It means holding it lightly. It means understanding on a profound level that it is not yours. You are merely a steward. You are a temporary caretaker of this energy. It flowed to you, and it will one day flow away from you or through you to others. Your true wealth is not the money. It is the wisdom, the character, and the skills you cultivated to attract it in the first place. That is the one thing no one can ever take from you. If you lost all your money tomorrow, could you rebuild? If the answer is yes, then you are truly free. You have confidence not in your bank account, but in yourself. You have confidence in your ability to be a strong container and to provide value. Practice this detachment daily. Remind yourself that money is a tool, like a hammer. A hammer is very useful for building a house, but you do not fuse your identity to your hammer. You use it when needed, and you put it down when you are done. See your wealth in the same way. Use it to build a beautiful life, to support your family, to contribute to causes you believe in, to create opportunities for others. Be a conduit, not a dam. The more you allow the energy to flow through you, the more it will be drawn to you. It is when you try to hoard it that the flow stagnates and the fear begins. The golden cage is a comfortable prison, and its bars are forged from the fear of loss. The key to unlocking it is the realization that your true self is not the prisoner inside, but the sky outside, vast, free, and untouched by the coming and going of fortunes. True abundance. We have spent this time together on a journey to understand how to attract wealth. But now we must arrive at the ultimate truth of this path. If you have followed the steps, you will inevitably see a change in your financial circumstances. But if that is the only change you see, then the journey has been a failure. The ultimate goal is not to accumulate money. The ultimate goal is to embody a state of true abundance. And this is something entirely different. True abundance is not a number. It is a feeling. It is an inner state of being that is independent of external conditions. It is the deep, unshakable knowing that you are whole, complete, and lacking nothing. What does this state look like? It is the wealth of a quiet mind, free from the constant chatter of anxiety and desire. It is the wealth of a healthy, vibrant body, full of energy and life. It is the wealth of deep, meaningful relationships, built on trust and love. It is the wealth of time, the freedom to spend your precious moments on this earth doing what truly matters to you. It is the wealth of a clear purpose, the joy of waking up each day, knowing you are contributing something positive to the world. Money can be a tool to support these things, but it can never, ever buy them. You can have all the money in the world and be utterly bankrupt in every one of these areas. We see this tragedy every day. That is not wealth. That is the most profound poverty. Conversely, you can have very little money and be living in a state of profound abundance. The monk in his simple robes, who has a quiet mind and a deep connection to the universe, is one of the richest people on the planet. The mother who has the love of her children and finds deep fulfillment in nurturing them is living in abundance. The artist who has just enough to get by but is overflowing with creative passion is truly wealthy. The ultimate aim is to cultivate this inner state of abundance first. You do this through the practices we have discussed, through gratitude, through presence, through service, through self-mastery. You find the feeling of abundance now, in this very moment. You feel the richness of your own breath. You feel the wealth in a simple cup of tea. You find the treasure in a moment of silence. When you can genuinely access this state of inner abundance regardless of your bank balance, a strange and wonderful paradox occurs. Because you are no longer needy, because you are no longer operating from a place of lack, you become a magnet for external abundance. The universe rushes to match your inner state. Money and opportunities flow to you with ease and grace because you are no longer chasing them. You are already full. The external wealth becomes a beautiful reflection of the inner wealth you have already cultivated. It is the icing on the cake, not the cake itself. This is the great secret. Do not seek money, seek true abundance. Cultivate the inner kingdom of peace, purpose, and presence. Do this, and all these other things, the money, the success, the recognition, shall be added unto you. They will come not as a desperate prize to be won, but as a natural, effortless consequence of who you have become. Final stillness.